YouTube and Snapchat and rumbling fucks. Shake your tits and swing your dicks. It's Friday again, and that means the Friday wrap-up is back. And we got one hell of a quick down and dirty show for you today. But before I get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. This is a departure from one of my normal type of cocktails. Usually, my cocktails are usually liquor-based. This is a wine-based cocktail. It's called a Kalamoto. It's from Spain. It's actually very popular in Spain. It originated in the 1920s, believe it or not. And I've been itching to try this, and I just had to wait till I opened a bottle of wine, which I did the other day, so I had some left over, and I figured, why not try it? And it's actually a very refreshing summer cocktail. Want to know what's in it? Simple. Wine and Coke, or cock, as my non-English speaking bartender would say. It's, like I said, this is a popular drink in Spain. It's made from wine. Any kind of red wine, I believe, would do. I'm using a Merlot and Coca-Cola. But see, we don't use Coca-Cola on this show because it's a fucking racist soda. I prefer a non-racist soda like Pepsi. So, very simple to make. Get yourself a rocks glass like this. You fill it maybe about 3/4 of the way with red wine and ice, and then top the rest with Pepsi or whatever your favorite non-racist cola is. Give it a little stir, and azalu to drink up and be somebody. You know what? I know what you're thinking. Wine and Coke, that sounds disgusting. It's really not, though. It actually is quite fucking refreshing. You know, you could probably garnish this with, I would probably garnish this with like an orange wheel, or even like a lemon peel or something. This is, I mean, you know, this is a great brunch cocktail. This would be a great, like, summer sitting by the pool type of cocktail. It's actually really fucking good. So again, once again, salud. Okay. Well, what a fucking week it's been since I've last broadcasted. As you may have already surmised, I did not have a stellar week last week. It was just a fucking shit week. Yeah, the week was so fucking bad, right? That the highlight of my week, which is this show, the Friday wrap-up, even that was a fucking disaster. Like, I couldn't get Pandora to work. I usually like to have a little bit of music in the background. I had to use Amazon. Not a big deal. But after I wrapped the show and I did all my edits and I go to upload it, there was fucking technical difficulties. It wouldn't upload. Like, all right, just to give you guys a little insight as to the magic behind the show. Basically, after I wrap the show, I do all of my edits. And then I upload the show from my iPhone to my laptop, and then that's where I post it on YouTube. However, for some reason, the fucking computer wasn't reading the video on the phone. And it turned out because I had the video set at a HDR mode, and it was too big for the computer to read. And needless to say, I fixed it and got it uploaded. But that took 3 fucking days. Okay, granted, my head wasn't exactly too clear, but that was just the fucking cherry on the sundae to just further aggravate the piss out of me. Friday, I had to walk away because I wanted to fucking smash everything. Okay, you know, like, I often say this, like, the Incredible Hulk is like my spirit animal. Okay, like, you know, the premise of the Incredible Hulk, you know, like he gets fucking enraged and he turns green and as soon as he gets angry, he just turns into a fucking beast and starts smashing everything. That's me, okay? I don't know why, it's just, I get fucking enraged and the first thing I want to do is pick things up and smash it. But like I said, I stepped away, regathered myself, came back, fixed the problem, and there we go. So, needless to say, I got it working. And you know, surprisingly enough, I had a lot of positive feedback about Big Bertha's debut last week. So thanks for that. And hopefully I can pepper a little more of that in as we go on as well. So, yeah, that was my week. It sucked. And then my weekend got even more fucking worse. You know, a lot of times people ask me, or they assume the reason I do this show is because I like the attention. And honestly, no, that's not why I do it at all. I'll be dead ass honest with you. I don't need extra attention. I can walk down the street, I get plenty fucking attention. I don't need it. The actual reason why I do this show is it's not for anybody's amusement, believe it or not. It's for my own fucking sanity. I'm not funny. I don't think I'm funny. I vent and people just tend to fucking laugh at it. I just say mean shit and people laugh at it. That's all it is. So, this is like therapy for me. I have two forms of therapy. One involves jumping on my bike and disappearing for 3 fucking days on the open road, no phone, no people, no bullshit. That's the best kind of therapy, wind therapy. However, I don't always have the luxury of time to do that. So this is my secondary method. See, once I could have the shittiest fucking week, like last week. I do the show, and it's like a fucking weight's off my shoulders, and now I could function as a fucking semi-normal human being. You understand? So this is more of like, fucking therapy. See, while you assholes are out there paying all these fucking quacks to sit there and listen to your fucking problems, and then they give you drugs and all kinds of shit, and you never seem to get fucking better. I get instamatic results. I just need to do it every week. That's all. That's the reason why I do the show. Some people like rub and tugs. This is what I do. I broadcast. So anyhow, as I said, my weekend proceeded to suck even more. Give you a little Marie Barone update. She was basically a fucking invalid for the entire weekend. It really was a sin. She can't do shit. And the fact that she's even, again, Marie Barone is a very difficult human being. You say stand up, she'll go, why? I don't want to. She's fucking belligerent. Holy shit, she'll argue with you over everything. So on top of her being a fucking invalid and useless, she's also fucking belligerent, which makes you just want to, like, fucking strangle her. Now, granted, I didn't do that, okay? I can keep my composure. It ain't fucking easy. All right, so from Thursday to about Sunday morning, it was a shit show. I think I slept maybe 3.5 hours all weekend. Seriously. My back was fucking torn apart just from lifting a dead weight. So, come Sunday, mid-afternoon, her breathing didn't sound right. She was complaining of chest pain. So, I checked her pulse. It was a little high for my taste. So, I says, I ain't fucking around. Plus, I need the break. So, I called the ambulance. I called 911. They sent 2 cops over and an EMT. EMT was a nice guy. Checked her pulse ox and all that shit. He says, yeah, it's a little off. So they take her to the hospital, long story short. She goes to the ER. Turns out, got a fucking blood clot in her lung. Okay? Another day or two, she would have either had a massive heart attack or a fucking stroke. And God help me at that point. So they take her to the ER. So even the doctor said, Tommy, you got her in at the right time. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. So they got her on all kinds of shit, right? They got her on blood thinners, and she's on a CPAP machine, and whatever. It's a fucking disaster. So on top of this, now she's acting like a fucking mental patient. Like, I don't know. See, she's acting delirious. Now, I don't know if it was because of the infection in her legs. Maybe her blood's a little tainted. I don't know if it's lack of oxygen to the fucking brain. Not that a lot of oxygen ever really got up there. Or if she's fucking just pretending, because she has done this before. She has pretended to be fucking, I swear to God, she pretended to be senile once in the hospital for 3 weeks, drove everybody in the fucking hospital insane. Everybody said, oh my God, she's got dementia. I said, no, she's fucking faking it. And they all looked at me like I was Satan. And I ordered 3 psych results on her, psych tests, and they all came back and they said, no, she's fucking batshit crazy. She's got early signs of dementia, blah, blah, blah. I took her to, and then when she got out, all of a sudden she was fine. He says, you motherfucker. So I take her to a fucking specialist, okay, neurologist. He hooked her up, though. She says, why are you doing this to me? I says, because this is your punishment for being a fucking asshole. So he hooked her up to all kinds of things. Now, when you're demented, there's like dead spots in the brain. So he ran all kinds of tests, and he says to me in front of her, in a professional way, "Well, we didn't see anything." And she's like, "You see, you just all think I'm crazy. There's nothing wrong with me." I said, "Yeah." Grabbed the doctor by the arm. I walked him outside. I said, "Doc, in plain English, is there anything fucking wrong with her, or was she faking it?" He goes, "No, she was faking it." So this time around, I don't know if she's fucking, it's like the kid who cried wolf, right? So I don't know if she's fucking faking it, being stunad, or if she really is delirious, okay? Like I went there yesterday, she's talking to people who aren't there. I says, "What in the actual fuck is happening?" And she's trying to get up. She's, "You gotta get me up. You gotta get up. Oh, help me up." I says, "You didn't want to get up when you were home. You didn't want to get up when you were in a fucking rehab center. Now all of a sudden, you want to go tap dancing? I'm a fungal." And she's an asshole to the nurses. Listen, first of all, I give these fucking hospital nurses a lot of credit. I do. I really do. Because I would punch all of these fucking people in the face. All of these, like, infirmed, half-crazed, elderly fucking people. I would bang them in the mouth with a fucking goddamn bedpan. I don't understand how these people don't stab these patients in their bed. I really don't. I give them a lot of fucking credit. Now, that said, because I don't have enough to fucking deal with, the hospital went and lost my mother's Medicare cards. When they picked her up at the house, and this is standard procedure, and I've always done this, the cops ask me for copies of her ID, her identification and her Medicare card, which I always give them, and they always give it back to me. They give it to her and they give it back to me. I get it back. So the cop takes the information. Off to the emergency room they go. I asked, when I got to the ER, I asked where her stuff was. They said they were still processing and blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. Long story short, I go to the, when she gets admitted, I get all her belongings. And she had this little toiletry bag that they gave her. And in the toiletry bag was her cell phone and her driver's license. No ID card. Go to the front desk. Maybe it's in the chart. They said no. Maybe it's down at admissions. They call admission. Admission doesn't have it. They tell me to ask security because usually security locks it up. I go down, talk to security. Security goes, no, it'd probably be an admission. They go to admission. They come back and they go, you know what? Admission don't have it. We don't have it. Maybe it's back in the emergency room. I go to the fucking emergency room. They look at me like I got 6 heads and they go, no, it would be in admitting. Now, at this point, I just want to hospitalize everybody that works there. I said, okay, let's go over to fucking admitting. I go into admitting, and they go, oh, you know what? We don't even get that. The EMTs keep that. I said, what the fuck do you mean the EMT keeps it? Since when? I said, I got everything else back. The two pieces of the piece of information that I need right now so that I can get her set up with other shit. I says, you mean to tell me you don't have? She says, no, you're going to have to call Nassau County EMT. Great. No fucking listed number I could find for Nassau County EMT. I call the 5th precinct. I tell them what happened. They give me the number of the Nassau County EMT Corps in this area. I call them. They have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. I give them the name of the EMT that came up. I says, listen, this was the guy's name, blah, 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 blah. I said, all right, we'll check with him and we'll get back to you. They checked with him and they got back to me. And guess what? No card. So now I got a lost fucking Medicare card. So on top of everything else I got to do, I got to fucking deal with that. I swear to Christ, you cannot make this kind of fucking shit up. Okay? And this is why every week I have to sit here and talk to my phone, okay, and entertain all of you people with my misery. You're welcome. Azalut. On a positive note, if you have been paying attention to the channel, you'll see that I had dropped a new episode of the Neighborhood Kitchen yesterday. So you're welcome. Hence why I have some extra wine left over today. That really is good, I have to say. I might be a new fan of that. Okay, well, kids, it's been a slow news week, but you still got the Friday wrap-up. So let's get to it. All right, your COVID special report. Well, the CDC announced that they're going to overhaul the entire agency because they came to the startling realization that they're all fucking stupid. Well, slap my ass and call me Sally. I mean, it took them 3 years to come to this fucking conclusion. These bunch of hysterical fruits, they got everything wrong about COVID from fucking Jump Street to now. And they go, well, I think we botched the pandemic. We're gonna have to reassess how we do things. Now, granted, that should mean, right, people should get fired. Like, fire the head of the CDC. Fucking shit can Fauci. I mean, for God's sake, and this is fucking truth. This isn't fiction. They made up that 6 foot distancing thing. I swear to God, it was confirmed by doctors on the news. There's no medical rationale to it. Someone said, I don't know, 6 feet sounds good. So everybody's standing 6 feet apart. They're playing hopscotch in the supermarket because some schmuck at the fucking CDC thought 6 feet sounded like a good idea. Imagine if they said 10. You sat in a restaurant or a bar, you had to sit in a fucking cubicle. Okay? And the masks had no scientific basis whatsoever. So basically, the CDC finally admitted that they fucked up the pandemic, and to make amends, they're going to re-establish how they do shit. But yet nobody's going to be held accountable. I mean, can't make this shit up. On another Biden blunder. Well, this one I thought I've heard or seen just about everything. I come up with a new one. So because Biden is just an epic fucking failure as a human being and a president, and an absolute unmitigated disaster as a president, his poll numbers are in the tank. They're lower than fucking Carter's. And in order to rebrand him and make him cool and make him hip, because you got midterms coming up, and they want to really bolster the Democratic Party, which is just going down in fucking flames. They decided to make Joe Biden, or try to make Joe Biden cool by giving him a nickname. And his nickname is Aviator Joe, because of his aviator sunglasses. They looked at this decaying old man, and the best that they could do was focus on his sunglasses, because his sunglasses haven't fucked anything up yet. Can you imagine this shit? Aviator Joe. Okay, I mean, I could think of a lot of other fucking better nicknames for him, like Sleepy Joe. Not original, but yet accurate. Demented Joe. Pee-pee Pants Joe. Confused Joe. Fall Down Joe. Shakes hands with no one Joe. Okay? My favorite, Where am I, Joe? They can come up with much better nicknames than Aviator Joe. The fucking guy fell going up the stairs. He's shaking hands constantly with nobody there. He goes, somebody put his hand out the... Then it took him 45 minutes to put his suit jacket on. He chased it around like a fucking dog chasing his tail. And then his aviators fell off in the process. Okay? He's walking around with them on his nose, and they fell off. Aviator Joe. Let's see how that sticks. Fucking retards. Okay, kids, get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express into mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. All aboard! Woo-hoo! First stop, Long Island. Well, so the feds raided, not searched, not knocked on the door and said, hi, we're here. They raided 3 Long Island businesses. Okay, this week, a restaurant, a shoe store, and an Italian social club. Racist fucks. Okay, and they arrested six alleged members of the Genovese and Bonanno families that they say were operating illegal gambling parlors and using these businesses as a front. Okay, just because someone has an Italian last name does not necessarily mean that they are part of an organized family. Or organized crime family, because some of you are, oh my God, I don't want to say crime. No, it is what it is. To each their own, okay? Anyhow, so they arrested 6 alleged members, and they say, like I said, they were operating illegal gambling fronts. Who operates an illegal gambling front out of a fucking shoe store? Come on now. These motherfuckers have nothing better to do but harass ex-presidents and disrupt people's businesses. These were legitimate businesses, okay? Legit. I mean, why not go after real criminals? Like all these corrupt fucking politicians that are on the take and destroying the country, okay? Like the libs and the rhinos. Stop persecuting Italians, you racist cocksuckers, okay? Aren't we allowed to make a fucking living too? I mean, Italian lives matter too, don't they? Fucking retards. And so what if they're playing a little briscoe in the back? Who gives a fuck? They're still operating a legitimate business, which is generating income, which is generating tax dollars, which these motherfuckers still owe me money for taxes. So I don't blame people for not paying taxes. The IRS still owes me a couple grand from like 2 years ago, and even this year. So I'm a fun goal. I can see why nobody wants to pay their fucking taxes, these prick bastards. All right, next stop, Mar-a-Lago. So, the Trump team is advocating for the affidavit that led to the search warrant to be released. And the Department of Justice is having a fucking coronary because they don't want to release it. Now, typically, it's not standard procedure to release the affidavit, but in this case, they have to because the American people are demanding to know what the fuck led to this goddamn raid, which produced nothing. They're refusing to. The Department of Justice said the only way they would agree to the well, put it this way, they don't want to release the affidavit, and the reason is because they said it would impede an ongoing investigation and may divulge the identity of informants that led to this raid on Mar-a-Lago, which in English means there's a fucking rat somewhere, okay? They probably planted a fucking mole, okay? And it's not a conspiracy theory. There's a mole in Mar-a-Lago. I don't know if it's a staff member. I don't know if it's an advisor, whoever the fuck it is, but somebody apparently is leaking information to the Department of Justice, which apparently led to this bullshit raid. Now, Trump is saying, no, release the full fucking affidavit, everything, all the reasons why. He's being completely transparent. Why? Because I'm 99.9% sure the man has nothing to fucking worry about. If there's a misunderstanding or a miscommunication on a piece of on a document that may or may not be classified, that could have been handled by subpoena, and it's not. You're not gonna take the guy down with the Espionage Act. He's not holding nuclear codes that he's gonna sell to some fucking like third world country. Come on, all right? Please stop with the fairy tales. So basically, the DOJ must have planted a mole. They got a rat or something, and they're afraid that if this affidavit gets released and it's not redacted, that person could be put in harm's way. And to that I say is bullshit. Because if you're that concerned about the safety of your informant, you would put him in witness protection like they do with any other fucking rat. Okay? Their whole premise is fucking nonsense. And I don't understand how no fucking attorney has pointed that fact out yet. So what if it gives a roadmap to the ongoing investigation? If it's a legitimate investigation, you have to know what the fuck you're being investigated for. No? How else are you supposed to defend yourself? Unless it's a witch hunt. Okay? The order must say just go in there, pull every piece of fucking paper that's in there and see if we can make something work. See if we can find something that could possibly tie him to January 6th or, the end of the world or something. They're so fucking hell-bent on keeping this man from not even running. It's fucking disgusting. Okay? So, they haven't made an official, at least to my knowledge, they haven't made an official decision. The hearing is still going on. It might have been recessed until Monday. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Next up, Detroit. So, this is sad news. U.S. car makers will be phasing out gas-powered muscle cars and replacing them with electric ones. Like Dodge, for example. They're discontinuing after this year the Dodge Charger and the Dodge Challenger, and they're replacing it with a new electric model called the Dodge Charger Daytona EV. I can't even begin to tell you how this turns my fucking stomach. Now, I'm an old gearhead. Okay, I'm a muscle car lover. I've been wrenching on cars since I could fucking walk. It's one of the things I used to love doing with my pops. Motorcycles, cars, the whole nine. It's not a muscle car unless it's got a gas-powered fucking engine breathing fire under the hood. Okay? That's a muscle car. You're supposed to hear this fucking thing 6 blocks away. When I step on the gas, I want that fucking car to shake. I want car alarms to go off. I want you to hear it growling. That's a muscle car. These electric cars go like this. It's like a silent fart in the night. That's it. You don't hear it. You know, there's no fun. Part of the fun of driving one of these cars, going fast and the handling. But it's also the fucking feel of it, the vibration. You know your car, you know your vehicle. Like, I know what gear I'm in by the way my engine sounds, by the way my RPMs are going. Even on my bike, I don't even have to look down. I just shift because I can feel the vibration shift a little bit. Okay? So, this is just fucking... it's an insomnia. This is just... It's perverse. It's fucking... I don't understand why they're doing this shit. You want to make an electric car? Okay, fine, make an electric car. You want a battery-powered remote control car? Go right ahead. But don't fuck with muscle cars and trucks. Leave them alone. Look, they tried it with the motorcycle, with that Harley EV. I rode the fucking thing. Yeah, it's quick. Quiet. You can't hear me coming. Can't hear anybody coming. And then as soon as you take your hand off the throttle, boom, it stops. There's no tranny legs, so there's no rolling. That's another thing. These cars don't have a transmission. There's no shifting. There's no gear. Yeah, I mean, you're not feeling your gears. You're not double clutching. Like, it takes all the fucking fun out of owning a muscle car. You know, you can't have nice things anymore because of these liberal motherfuckers. Anyway, kids, your sports update. Okay, Yankees and Blue Jays tonight at 7:05. You know, I've been patient enough with the fucking Yankees. Okay, I really have. I've been more than fucking patient. Okay, but I don't understand how the fuck the Yankees are still in first place. It's beyond me. I mean, they're unwatchable at this point. I think they might have won last night. You know something? I could give 2 shits less. I didn't even want to watch the fucking game because the Blue Jays suck anyway. Okay? The fact that everyone else in the division... I mean, these fucking guys have not won a fucking series since the All-Star break. Most of their best hitters are out because they're injured. The fact that everyone else in the division sucks worse than they are is the only thing that's actually keeping them in first place at this point. And that's the fucking truth. I said this last year was going to happen, okay? See, I'm not like a Mets fan. See, Mets fans are delusional. It's the truth, because every time the Mets are doing great. They're going to win the World Series. I'm like, settle down. It's not October yet. They're famous for fucking collapsing right before they're not supposed to. So, Mets fans are delusional. I'm a realistic Yankee fan. Like, when people were saying in the beginning of the year, the Yankees are great. They're gonna go all the way. I'm like, shut up. It's fucking July. It's June. There's a lot of baseball to go. Okay, and they don't have the pitching. Not on the fucking front end, not on the back end, and they got a mongoloid for a manager. They said this last year. As long as this guy is managing this team, it is never going to get past. It's never going to get past the fucking first round of the playoffs at best. Okay, so I'm realistic, and I said it in the beginning of the year. I said, yeah, they got a commanding lead. Yeah, they may clinch a playoff spot, but I'm not holding out a lot of hope. Okay, they don't have the fucking gas. They just don't. It's disgraceful. The only thing that's really keeping that team alive is Aaron Judge. Judge's been fucking lights out. I mean, he's just a fucking machine. He's had the best year he's ever had. And you know something? If that fucking retard Cashman does not give him his 10 fucking years, he should die screaming from monkeypox. Okay? Listen, I don't believe the bullshit with Aaron Judge saying, I want to be a lifelong Yankee. Because if that was the case, you would just take the fucking 8-year contract that they gave you with the fucking exorbitant amount of money and shut up. It's about the money. Okay? It's about the money, and he knows he's got maybe 10 years in the league left. What is he, 35? Okay? And he wants to play those 10 years out in New York and get paid for them. Not play 8 and scramble for 2. I understand. Save the lip service. It's business. I get it. Okay? But at that point, I think he should have the fucking 10 years. Listen, even if he got to eat a year and a half on a kid, fine, fuck it, whatever. We did it with Jeter. But this is the face of the franchise right now. He could be the next fucking Yankee captain, all right? And the kid's a fucking lights out player. I mean, God Almighty, he's a beast, and he's a nice guy too. I've heard that people. I know somebody who met him in an elevator once said the guy was just a nice guy, you know, and that's great. I like to hear shit like that. But at the same time, I really think to give him his fucking 10 years. Otherwise, we're fucked. Anyway. Mets play the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park tonight at 7:05. Speaking of the Phils, my guy Joe Girardi was in the news this week. He just landed a new job with the Cubbies, his hometown. He joined the Marquee Sports Network as a game analyst, okay, which is the sports network which basically broadcasts the Chicago Cubs games. So I was happy to hear that because fun fact about Girardi, he's originally from Chicago, okay. And he's a lifelong Cubs fan because he grew up in the city, and he was drafted by the Cubs in '86. I mean, I can't think of any kid growing up in the city, whether it's Chicago, New York, Queens, Brooklyn, whatever, doesn't grow up a fan of their own team. Like, I mean, we've all thought it, okay? It'd be great to play for the New York Yankees. If I was going to be a baseball player, I'd want to play for the Yankees. And if you grew up in Philly, you'd want to play for the Phillies. And if you lived near Shea Stadium as a kid, you'd want to play for the Mets. I don't know why. And same with him. He grew up in Chicago. He was a Cubs fan. He used to go to Cubs games with his pops. And, his dream was to play baseball. He got lucky enough to play for his favorite team. He did 2 stints with them from '89 to '92, and then he became a Yankee. I think he was traded to the Yankees, and then he went back from 2000 to 2002. So I'm happy to see Girardi go back to his roots. I guess you can always go home again, So there you go, Joe. Azalud. Okay, NFL preseason football, kids. Saints and Packers tonight at 8 p.m. Giants play the Bengals Sunday at 7, and the Jets and Falcons are your Monday night football game at 8 o'clock. NBA, got a little basketball news for you. So there's a rumor going around that James Dolan, who we all know I fucking hate, is likely to sell the Knicks and Rangers after the MSG Sphere is completed in Las Vegas. This tickled me like you can't imagine. Now, for the most part, Dolan tends to leave the Rangers alone, which I'm grateful for. But he's absolutely just fucking abused his position as owner with the Knicks. I mean, he's fucking driven any kind of fucking real talent we've ever had out of the city. He's alienated fucking coaches that could have gotten us championships. There are players, like fuck LeBron James, but I've heard there's players over the years that refuse to go to the Knicks just simply because they didn't like Dolan. So hopefully, I'm hoping that this rumor is true. I'm hoping he dumps the fucking teams, and maybe we got a shot at a championship. Oh, God almighty, an NBA championship in New York would be fucking insane. I don't think we've had one since like 76 or 77. And maybe the fucking Rangers will win some more Stanley Cups. Okay? I think they've only won one while Dolan was their fucking owner. So, I mean, this is the year. It's got to be the year. I'm just saying. But hopefully this comes to fruition. I mean, listen, he ain't dumping the team. He can cash this team out for somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 billion. Listen, at his age, someone offered me $10 billion to go to ride off into the sunset. Bye. Besides, nobody likes this fat little wig-wearing fuck anyway. On what the fuck is that? We're going to talk about a PAWG. P-A-W-G. A PAWG is an acronym, and I just learned this week. I came across this term on Google, and I had to, of course, Google it, see what the fuck it meant, and I went, oh, God, that's a great term. It's an acronym for a fat-ass white girl. Now, when I say fat ass, I'm not talking like an obese ass, like that's this width of a fucking, GMC truck. I'm talking like fat, like P-H-A-T, like pretty hot and tempting, like a little round, like bubble butt, like a little onion butt, like when a white girl has like a nice little curvy butt that you could just like grab and like, and they don't have to be petite. Like, I mean, they could have like a little bit more junk in the trunk. That's fine. But see, I'm an ass guy. I like a chick with a nice ass. The rack is important too. Don't get me wrong. But I like the caboose. It's something to grab, something to smack. Like, who the fuck wants a flat ass broad? Okay? I mean, I've seen girls that were knocked down gorgeous, but then you look at the back end and it's like, whoa. It's like a fucking 2x4 with legs. So that's basically what a pog is. It's a fat ass white girl. Because, I guess white chicks are not known for having, a little junk in the trunk. Italian girls, yeah, but I told you, Italians are not considered white. We're Latin people. Okay. On Right or Racist. This was a fun one. Okay. So, roughly 72% of all black kids born in 2012 were born out of wedlock per the CDC. That's not me saying it, okay? CDC. Well, that's right. You got to start working less on that pull-up jumper and more on your pull-out game. Stop raw dogging it. All right, kids, your PSA. Well, this is a fucking pet peeve of mine. It's been a pet peeve of mine for a while, and I recently saw somebody doing this somewhere, and I was having dinner, and it was just irritating me. Strangers who ask you to take pictures of them. Usually it's just women. Like, you get a bunch of women out, and they're like, let's take a selfie, and they're trying to figure out how to use their fucking arm and hit the button, okay? Maybe get, like, one of these, like a little selfie remote, keep it in your pocket, okay? And then you could knock out as many pictures as you want. Anyhow, so, and then after they can't seem to get it right, they'll ask the waiters or something, or they'll ask strangers. Like, I fucking hate when people, do you mind taking a picture of us? And I always say, yes, I mind. Or, would you mind taking a picture? No, I'm not taking your picture. I'm a dick. I'll just say no. On the outside chance that I'm feeling a little frisky, and I'll say, yeah, I'll take your picture. You know what I do is I cut their fucking heads right off. I ruin all their pictures. I just take pictures of their tits. Sometimes I'll take pictures of myself. But yeah, I cut their fucking heads right off. I go, here you go. And I just walk away. And then I watch to see the horror on their faces. Women, because every time you take a fucking selfie of these broads, they're going to complain about, oh, I didn't like that. Wasn't ready. Could you do another one? Could you do it from my left side, not my right side? Get the fuck out of here. So if you just wreck all their pictures, they're never going to ask you. Okay? And if you're a guy and you do this, just cut your fucking balls off and transition now. I've seen guys do this. Like, like a bunch of guys, hey, you mind taking like a selfie of us? Like, I want to fucking just hit them all in the fucking taint with the back end of a bar stool. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What are you, fucking fairies? Stop it. Oh, you see a guy with, like, their girl, and they're trying to figure out how to take a... If you got to ask your stranger to take a fucking picture of you and your broad... I mean, is she fucking you with a strap-on later? Like, I mean, come on. It's a simple fucking thing. It doesn't have to be a professional picture. You hold it up, you hit the button, that's it. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. Seriously. Well, stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask, haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up, and I'll see you when I see you.